let's wrap up the boxing talk because I'm eager to get into this UFC thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay.
to wrap up the Misfits situation, I would say this. Misfits is a good thing. Traditional boxing need to learn from how they market. They have to. You gotta learn from the marketing, because I'm someone who was locked in based off of the marketing,
Mm-hmm.
the KSI promo, even though that John Fury, his antics are getting a bit played out, but
Very much so.
the John Fury, the Tommy, you got to remember where Tommy Fury comes from. He comes from Love Island. He was never going to be a big boxer. He comes from Love Island. So if you're a man who's in Love Island, then you come from out of Love Island. You've got millions of girls watching you. I remember, look at Tommy Fury, tall, full head of hair. He looks like one of them brothers that goes on the tanning bed every now and again.
Of course.
You know what I mean? His body compared to his bro, chalk and cheese. So
he looks like let me drive that home, sibling, because let's swap the names around. That's what you would think that the heavyweight champion of the world would be.
Yeah.
Not Tyson that we see it's crazy. But this is, again, never judge a book by its cover, man. You know what I mean? Never do that. Yeah. So what did you think before we jump off the Misfit thing?
Yeah.
Right. Did you catch the tag team fight boxing team?
You know what it is, Noble? No, I can't watch gimmicks, man. I can't watch things like that. No, like, I feel like I'm disrespecting the sport.
I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd.
Yeah.
But you know what, Mark? It was effing entertaining. It was gimmick. The idea was gimmicky. The way it actually played out, I was like, shit. Okay, this is actually, this is conducive to a legitimate, quote unquote, tag team boxing events. Mans were getting pieced up, and then when they dropped to the ground, I was like, "Loud that! Let me tag my youth in." It was entertaining. So before we wrap this, then Dylan Dennis, who was doing all kind of despicable things, building up this quote unquote, to be fair, according to everybody, he really sold this thing, man. People were coming to see that fight. They wasn't coming to see Fury and KSI. They were coming to see Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis do their thing. So we had all of that. The suing, the wife, the fiance suing the other combatant. Then the fight takes place, Mark, and what on earth did we see?
No, but it was very frustrating to watch. It was very frustrating to watch, and I think this is where Misfits can do better. The build-up, I get it. I get why he was doing that stuff, but it did go a bit too far, because you're not fighting his girlfriend. Now, my opinion on his girlfriend, of course, if you were living that way, see what I mean? Your past will always catch up to you. But
indeed,
that was a bit distasteful, Noble, the way he was doing that. And you could see that it was real. It was too personal, that fight. But it was a joke. It was ridiculous, and it was an embarrassment. No, I'm not going to say to the sport of boxing. It was an embarrassment to what they're doing over there, because no, he didn't even throw punches. Like, he literally just jumped in there to survive. And I'm not the biggest Logan Paul fan either, but it's a joke. That was worse than the KSI one.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, I'm no boxer. I haven't trained per se in boxing. I know a little, I know a little something technique wise. I know about pivoting when you're throwing punch and stuff. This dude, who pales in comparison to Jake Paul, his younger brother, who's actually a 10 times a better boxer. My guy was just doing arm punches. He was doing flurries with arm punches. He wasn't putting any weight into it. He wasn't pivoting his waist, his hips, his foot, or anything. It was amateur hour. And
Yeah.
that was supposed to be the double main events, part of the double main events. They should have had the local young oh god, something the great, the local brother from Florida, and the other brother, the other, I think he's Mexican, Brazilian or
It's
something.
Salt
Young,
Poppy.
nah, not Salt Puppy, not Salt Puppy. They were young, they were flyweight kind of thing, like tanks kind of
Oh, I
size.
didn't watch
Even
them. I
called it.
didn't watch them.
That was the best fight of the whole card, sibling. That was a proper boxing thing, man. That was the highlight of it. To me, that was one of the best fights on the card. That should have been the main event. They just didn't have the names to the point that I don't remember the Shark. I think he had a moniker. The other guy he was fighting. Um, but yeah,
You got to be able to
overall,
sell the fights, innit? To be the main.
yes.
Yeah, because like KSI and Logan Paul, I mean, if them figures are true, them numbers are crazy. Then think about it. It's their event. You could see Prime
Mm,
everywhere.
everywhere,
Prime
sibling.
everywhere. So, yeah, and Dylan Dallas, I
Yes.
mean, I don't know, man. I think you know more than me. Can he actually make it in the UFC?
No way, no way, no. But well, I tell you what, if we cast our mind back to the experiments, there's been a few. The first experiment was bringing Brock Lesnar into the UFC, who had a credible, combat sports slash wrestling background, and he was able to do the thing. The big Hulk, he got exposed after a period, but that was the first experiment. Second experiment was the other wrestler, CM Punk. He came in and just got destroyed. They tried to line him up with people who were, this was, it was a very capable match for him to win, and he just got destroyed. Now, they could do the same thing and bring in someone who is maybe just had their first or second professional bout, but Bellator did the same thing. They did exactly the same thing. I think he had two fights in Bellator, and he fought cans. He fought, what do you call them? Cab drivers? You know,
Tomato cans, yeah.
he didn't fight anyone to any great degree of level, so they could literally put him in the UFC. Anyone can do it. Just put him with nobody, basically. More than a 500 fighter, a journeyman. Get him in there, let him get his paycheck, and let's try and build up Dallas. But he could not hang in the UFC top 10, top 15. No, no, no chance. His striking is amateur at best. He's an excellent jiu-jitsu grappling wise, because jiu-jitsu and grappling are very different. I don't know about those transitions, man. I really don't know. I don't think he's got enough to fool someone with the striking game to be able to grapple either double straight, a single leg running the pipe, all those terminologies. He's not built like that. What he needs to do is, I don't know. I think the combat community needs to say, see ya. We're
What
not
to
we're not
Dylan
dealing with
Dennis?
you. Yeah, man. No one should deal with him. He should just go back to jiu-jitsu. He should just apologize and say, look, I've shamed the jiu-jitsu community. I've shamed the combat community as a whole. I'm going to rehabilitate myself. Because let's just shine some light. He did say he's been going through some issues, this thing that's quite popular to talk about now, mental health and all that kind of stuff, some other problems in his life. So he's had some issues, as we all do. So he needs to clean that up and just go back to doing jiu-jitsu. Fight that
Okay.
Ryan Gordon geezer who Logan brought out for protection just in case okay, so end of the fight, he tries to pull a guillotine. No, before that, he tries a double leg takedown. Logan Paul is a high school wrestler. He easily evaded that, which was a terrible attempt. And then he tried a guillotine and slipped off and then started doing up kicks. Like what we at least Nate when he was fighting Jake, at least he had the bloody guillotine half synced in where my man couldn't go nowhere and was just smiling and giggling at everybody. He literally tried to do the same game plan without actually fighting though, just playing a defensive shell, which I thought for the first round, okay, what we just gonna try and like make him tire him out, and then you're gonna come in and throw some jabs and stuff. He did nothing. It was embarrassing. It was a disgrace to the people. The 20,000+ people, sibling, that was in that arena. UFC have done 1.6 million for Conor. That's their highest thing. 1.6 million buys.
Yeah.
Or is it 1.8? One of the two. 1.6. Conor holds both of those records. I think it's 1.8 or 1.6. Mistfit did 1.2, if that's correct.
1.3 allegedly.
1.3, huh? 20,000. When they go to MSG and you hear Dana come out, yeah, guys. So we made 2.5 billion on the gates. It was a sold out arena. We had like 9,000 attendance. I'm not hearing in most of the places that UFC goes that they've got 20,000 sold out seats. I'm not hearing that.
And Noble, not only 20,000 for most of the night.
Come on.
20,000 for most of the night. It's hot, and so when I hear these guys on Talk Sport and all these other things talking about, these men are a disgrace and A, B, or C, it sounds a bit like jealousy because they're attracting their crowd. But on another note, though, Chris Hansen, you know the host, Chris Hansen, to Catch a Predator. Mm-hmm. I've got him on WhatsApp. I got his personal number from when we done the interview. Keep in touch still. Like I'll message him every now and again. But Logan Paul flew him into the UK. Yeah. So when I was looking at his WhatsApp status, my man, the way how my man was rolling, a rave picked him up from the airport. They flew in business class. Like, literally, I don't know what they had to pay him. They put him in the best, like, he was living life, and he only literally come out for 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
He was in the changing room, all of that, man. He was in the changing room, all of that, yeah. I mean, he was filming the whole, he was loving it, man. He was with his wife, they flew out, him and his wife. They would literally, it was like a free holiday. My man was filming every single step of the way. I was like, no way. Like, my man's killing it. But, yeah, just, I think the boxing community just need to learn from, I'd say to any boxer, I said it to Shakan, I said it to Frankie Gavin back in the day, I'll probably say it to more boxers in the future. You need to be creating content outside of that ring, and not only training footage. You need to be creating content. People need to lock in outside the ring to be able to pay money to watch you inside the ring. That's how it goes, and that's why Misfits, they made millions. That's why they made millions. They can make money, and they're using their own product to sponsor the event. This is what you call cross-marketing 101. Their own event, they're putting on the event. Yeah, DAZN are broadcasting it. They're putting on their own event, selling the tickets. They're in control of all the merch. They're selling the drink.
Yes.
Come on, people. They're printing money over there.
And it's one of the fighters, again, I don't know this world, Brazilian geezer, had 60 million followers. 60 million followers.
Because they've all linked up, all these influencers across the globe. Even if you look, everyone, all these men that are big on TikTok, all these guys that are big on YouTube, they were all in the building. You know, Andrew Schultz, the Nelt boys, all these, they're all friends. They all know how to sell things and get people locked in it. It's absolutely mental what these men are doing. I'd just say real boxers need to tap into the marketing. Dan Aziz, he has zero marketing, like literally zero. Like inside the ring and how he carries himself, yeah, I rate all of that. But why would I pay to watch him? If I'm a casual fan, why would I pay to watch him? Joshua Buatsi, boring. I mean, inside the ring, yes, but outside the ring, boring. The interviews, boring. Lawrence Akali, outside the ring, boring. Just, I mean, inside the ring, boring as well, but you just don't sell the fight. And I know people will say, a man just should just be good at his sport. No. Back in the day, yes. Back in the day, Yes, in
Oh no,
football.
but okay, no. You see, that's kind of true, and it's also not true because if we look at all of the people, all of the stars from back in the day from boxing, they all had personalities, right? They were larger than life persons. There was not many people who were just quiet and we didn't. Their boxing skills are the things that made them who. No, man, these people were. They had something about them
But remember,
that
Noble,
made
it
you.
was different time. There was no social media.
Very true. Very true.
So remember,
Very
it
true.
was only all you had to do is show that personality in the press conferences. There was no social media.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
was
yeah,
no
yeah, yeah.
Twitter. There was no Instagram. There was no YouTube.
Nothing.
There was nothing. So these man, all they had to do is sell it at the press conference.
But they're not even doing that, Mark. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. They're not even selling it at the some at the pre some pressers. Nothing. You know. Oh shit! Someone's fighting tonight. Oh, I didn't know. Let me go see what time it is. You know what I mean? You don't. I don't know these. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing.
Yeah, it's they're not selling it, man. And the Buatsi fight, there was rumors that that injury might be fake. Why they called that fight off? And I personally wouldn't be shocked because how these two man fighting in York Hall, like that's ridiculous. And if I could be wrong, but I double checked this morning, a man confirmed it, but he could be wrong too. But apparently they're
York
fighting in York Hall, man.
You know, small that place.
Tickets on sale, Noble.
I had to do a damn flipping what is it? Exhibition up there. The place is tiny.
Yeah.
That's just a disrespect, man. That should be amateurs or like just turning pro boxers fighting in that kind of environment. That's a disrespect.
Yeah,
Totally.
man. These man can't. I remember the same night. Tonight they were meant to be fighting tonight. So you're going up against the UFC, who have a monster card going in. You're going up against it was Buatsi versus. There's a next big fight going on for Matchroom. You see what I'm saying? Okay, Ari. No, he says they changed it to York Hall. Now the main fight's gone, so it ain't them two fighting in York Hall. Okay, cool.
Okay.
That makes sense. But